Well, hello there, YouTubers, channels, people who want to listen to me ramble. Um, just thought I'd give you all just kind of a tour of the outside and maybe give you a little bit of history on the progression of Juniper Berry Homestead. Um, we purchased this property back in February of 2021. It was pretty bare land. I had a couple of trails in it from previous owners, and I had a couple of buildings that have been dilapidated and that have been cleaned up. But for the most part, it was pretty just barren land. And so my initial thought was, as I was already living in a fifth wheel travel trailer, we'd been in it for about 3.5, maybe 4 years. And I needed to figure out a way to, to get it to the property. Now, this is very remote. We're at least 10 miles from a blacktop road, and the rest of them are dirt roads in Arizona, clay, high mountain, high desert type of stuff. And so the original road just wasn't doable. There was no way I was going to get my fifth wheel back here or any other type of equipment. So one of the first things we did is put in a road from one of the main dirt roads into our property. So I'm going to flip you around here real quick and just kind of give you an idea of where that road is. This road is to the west, but we cut this in. One of the first things that we did once we bought the property is cut this road in. Now this road driveway, it's called Chuck and Rocks Lane. It is about a quarter of a mile. I think it's 1,600 feet from the change right here out to where the road is to get our equipment in. But that's a passable road. The gas truck comes in and whatnot comes in on that road there. We got a bypass right there to bypass the chains to get to the back part of the property. But here, for the most part, this is the entry into Juniper Berry Homestead. There's a big loop that goes around all 20 acres, and this is part of the loop, and this is kind of the joining part of the loop. We're coming in from the west side. About 6 months ago, I went ahead and put another camping pad in right there. So that's got a camping pad. So if we have any company that wants to pull their trailer back or have some camping done, that's a good spot for it. It has rained quite a bit, and it's been very wet this winter. This is a winter recording, but it has been really wet. So mind the mess, please, as you see the ruts that we currently have, and this clay is sticky, sticks to your foot and feet. So we've got an area right here that it'll eventually is going to have a little cabin, area for my wife to work, make her soaps, make her salves, make her lotions, and all that good stuff. But that area there is for her. This little area right here, parking. But mind you, when we got here, none of this portion was here. This was all something that we had done. I rented a tractor a couple of times, and this is what we've all put in. So just imagine all of that was just trees and desert grass. I know you're probably asking, what the hell do I got a boat in Arizona for? I ask myself that question every morning. There's our greenhouse. And that's what we're currently living in. It's our fifth wheel travel trailer that we're living in. Excuse me while I slip through the mud here. There's my mutts. We got Juniper and Pinion. They have grown up on this property. She has not, these dogs have not seen anything other than this property, or unless we take them for trips. Enough. Here's our duck pen. For the ducks my wife got for her Christmas, or her birthday, we got a couple of ducks. Right now the chickens are in there cleaning up. Ducks are elsewhere. It's kind of a storage area. There's my water hauler. So we do have to haul all of our water here to Juniper Berry. So that's a 525-gallon water trailer. And then also, if I want to, I can put another tote in the bed of my truck and haul about 1,000 gallons. There's our storage shed that is yet to be fully utilized. Oh, you can probably see the chickens running around here. Here's a couple of the chickens. A couple more. Right over yonder's the duckies. And here's Mouthy. She's the noisy one. But once again, none of this was here when we bought the property. And as I was developing it, I did it in phases. Water and electricity was the key component. In order to us to get our fifth wheel up here, is I needed water and electricity. So you can see my two portable water totes under that tarp is my other. I got two totes under there. That supplies this little shed. That's where my water manifold is. That's where my water pump is. That's where my solar is. That's where my batteries are and all that good stuff. That's where my little controlling shed. And then everything runs from that shed down to the trailer, electricity and water. But this was built from February till end of June. Every weekend that I had available, I was up here on the property doing something, whether it was temporary water or whatnot. First month I slept in my truck for Saturday night, and I'd work all day Sunday and head home. I was down in Phoenix, which is about 2.5, 3 hours of a drive from there to back. But I just started building stuff up slowly but surely. Just started adding it to where I knew that I could get myself here permanently. About a month after the truck, we brought a tent up. The temperature was getting warm enough, so I brought a tent up and I stayed in the tent. And Julie and we just started plugging away at all of this. The chicken coop came after we got everything up here, but it's just there's always something to do on a ranch. And the freedom that I feel every time that I step out here and every time that I look out my window is incredible. Knowing that I have to manage this, maintain this, in order for my wife and I to have a comfortable lifestyle. I got to make sure when it snows out that I come out here and I clean those solar panels off in order to get enough energy to charge my batteries, in order for us to have creature comforts. We do run everything off of propane right now until we build our house, but it's a propane. It's an added cost. I would say we're completely and totally off grid because we do have the propane, but you have to plan for incidentals, and there's just some things that you have to work yourself into when you're doing the off grid. Don't try to do everything at once. Small little steps get you where you need to be. It really does. We have been here since the first week of July of 2021. So we've been here almost 2 years come the spring. And it's just, it's been a really fun experience. It's been challenging. It's been hard. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned what to do and what not to do, fixed my mistakes, and then did some more. It's not a whole lot I can say about, the off-gridding and doing this. I just don't think if you have a mind that you want to do it, you'll get it done. And so, coming into this summer here, we learned about the garden. We learned a lot of things that we can do better this year with the garden. Things not to do with the garden. What to expect. We didn't expect at the end of the growing season last year. It was probably October. That was just in September, actually. We had a storm come through here, and there's a video of the wash after it got filled up on that storm, but it dumped 1.5 inches of hail on us and desecrated our our garden. It really just put a damp in our spirits. But we learned. Now we know to at least prepare for something along that lines. If it looks like it, cover it up the best you can. Save what you have. But that's just a real quick look around, and a little bit of ramblings from a homesteader and what it's like and how it is to do things. It's always a learning experience, always exhilarating. I always enjoy it, even when I'm bitching about it. It's one of these things that being we're in the winter months right now, and we're not getting a whole lot of sun. If you can see that, it's cloudy, but the batteries don't last as long. And so at 5:30 in the morning, I'm jumping up and making sure that we have batteries and everything's good. Checking, making sure the water is right for the chickens and the ducks. And there's always something to do from the time I wake up till the time I go to work at 8 o'clock. To the time I get off at 5 o'clock, those hours are on the ranch or doing something. So I hope you understood. I hope it makes sense. I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe to this video, share it. It would just, I don't know. I just feel like we need to get the word out and let people know and give encouragement to, if you want to do it, you can. The butt that's in your way is this what's coming out of your mouth. I said it for 15 years. Took me 15 years to get to this point in my life. I bought 40 acres over in eastern Arizona, and nothing happened, so I got rid of it. 15 years later, I finally, got 20 acres out here and got my big butt out of the way and started making things happen. So it can be done. It can be done. Love you all. Thank you so much for listening to my ramblings. Have a good day and stay tuned to Juniper Berry Homestead. Thank you.